Welcome back, Arbor League, and today I'm going to be showing you some top performing teams for the Jungle Cup. Jungle Cup is in Great League format, so only for Pokemon 1500 CP and below, and only normal, grass, electric, poison, ground, flying, bug, and dark types are eligible, with the ban of Gligar and Galarian Stunfisk. So like and subscribe and turn notifications on, and let's take a look at the teams. So taking a look at the standings on Pvpoke, we see that Steelix is number 1 and Skarmory being number 2. So yeah, because there are a lot of normal, electric, poison, flying, bug types, that's why you're going to see a lot of steel. So there's going to be a steel heavy meta. And we've got Clodsire, the very bulky poison type as well, to deal with all those grass, electric, other poisons, and bug types. And we've got Vigoroth and Toxicroak later on down the line just to keep those steals in check. So that's why we're seeing Vigoroth so highly rated. Then we've got Pokemon like Abomasnow, Mandibuzz, Quagsire. So a lot of the Mud Boys are going to be coming out as well to deal with the steel types. So we've only got Skarmory and Steelix here, but we're going to see a lot of Mud Boys as we've got Quagsire, we've got Swampert, Mantine, just a lot of these water types, right, to deal with the grounds. Then at number 10, we've got Stunfisk. Now, this is the Unova version, as the Galarian Stunfisk is banned. So Stunfisk might be an underdog as well, just to deal with some of the steel types, as the ground can do super effective with that Mud Bomb. And we've got Discharge on it as well to take care of that Skarmory. So we do lose to things like Abomasnow and Quagsire, but we've got some coverage moves for that. And as you can see here, Abomasnow performing under its Shadow version. And you're going to see a lot of that here, as Swampert's Shadow form does perform better than its normal form. And same thing with the Quagsire, as its newly acquired Community move of Aqua Tail. It will be performing better than its non-Shadow version as well. So all the Pokemon, if you have a Pokemon to build for this league, I would suggest the Shadow version, as it looks like they are performing generally better than their non-Shadow counterparts. And we've also got Gliscor here, as Gligar is banned, but its evolved form Gliscor is available. So Gliscor can beat Steelix as well, but we do have to land that Earthquake because we've got resisted wing attacks and aerial aces. So I guess that's why the Shadow version is better, just does a little bit more damage, securing that match if you can flip it. And we've got Ferrothorn down here to deal with the Mud Boys, countering our steals in the front as well. And another pseudo counter user, Dubwool, and the spammy Water Pelipper, and Salazzle. So Salazzle can deal with some of the dragons, as we do have Dragon Pulse here. And with Incinerate, gets to it extremely quickly, dealing neutral damage as well with that Poison Fang, lowering that defense. But this time, Ferrothorn Shadow performing just a little bit under its non-Shadow counterpart, because Ferrothorn does need that little bit of HP to survive. But when you're in a fire matchup, it doesn't really matter either way. Just to give a little bit of a generic view of the meta here. Scrolling back up here, I like Steelix and I always build a team with him. So today we are going to build one around him. So we're just going to click on Steelix here and see its generic key wins and losses. Now, these are based in the one shields. We'll take a deeper dive look at that in a second here, but we can see we do beat all the dragons, as we do have super effective Dragon Tails, lowering the defense with that Psychic Fangs, and have the neutral crunch for anything else that comes in, meaning the Charjabug, all the electrics, and the Mantine, the bulky water type as well. And we beat Skarmory number 2, so that's why Steelix is number 1. Our losses, we do lose against Swampert, Talonflame, again, all the Mud Boys, the fire types, and the counter users. Taking a look at Steelix versus the Jungle Cup. Again, like I said, Pvpoke always defaults the ratings to the one shield scenarios, so you can come back up here and change it to the 0s and 1s or the 2s depending on the scenario you are looking for. But just to get that generic overview of our average battle rating, we do have of 497, 14 wins, 17 losses, and 1 draw. And Pvpoke always defaults to worst to best, so just so we can see what we lose to when we are building our team. So going to go best to worst for just a second. And as I suspected, we do win against all the dragon types. All the dragon types are resisted. Unless Dragonite lands, that super effective superpower could get pretty dicey, but they have to land 2. So they could superpower and dip on the way out, but we clearly win against, the Charge-a-Bug. Mantine, despite it being very bulky, it's stuck with Wing Attack, Aerial Ace. I mean, you could run Bubble Mantine here, but it doesn't get to charge moves as quickly as Wing Attack does. So Pelipper, again, stuck with the Wing Attack, but it's very spammy with that Weather Ball. So that matchup could go either way, but it looks like it's in Pelipper's favor in the ones. And Durgalgy, again, Toxapex. Toxapex, another one stuck on Poison Jab, and Brine is a terrible move. So we win that one fair and square. The Venusaur matchup could go either way, but because we have Psychic Fangs, it will be doing super effective to that Poison type. So that match favors us as well, and that's a lot of these matches on our side is lowering that defense with the Psychic Fangs. As Trevenant, we can beat even a Grass type with Shadow Ball. That does a lot of neutral damage. We can win that in the ones. And Clodsire, again, we got Psychic Fangs, but it's very bulky, so it does have to land that Earthquake, so that match could go either way. Umbreon, Gliscor, again, its evolved form, as Gligar is banned. And you won't be seeing many Wigglytuffs, as this is a very Poison Steel dominated meta. So again, you won't be seeing many Wigglytuffs or Whimsicots as well. Just because with the likes of Abomasnow, some of the Flyers, Ferrothorn, just much better options than Charmers. So scrolling back up here, going worst to best again, just to see what we lose to. So we do lose to a lot of the Mud Boys, the counter users, Stunfisk as a Unova version. We still do neutral damage, but we can get outpaced by the Mud Shot, charging quickly to the Mud Bomb. And some of the Fire Flyers like Talonflame and a lot of the other waters. And Ferrothorn could go either way as well. They can land neutral Power Whips. Our Dragon Tails are resisted, as are Psychic Fangs. So maybe get a couple of those crunches off, but we will probably get outpaced. Unovan Stunfisk might be a little bit of an underdog just because of the Steel types, as I was saying. But I don't think it will be very common. It's one Pokemon that you have to worry about. So because we are seeing a lot of Mud Boys and counter users, which we will lose to on the lead, I was thinking a double Flyer team. So we're going to go over here to the team builder, and we are going to put Steelix on the lead just with its typical moveset here. This has a lot of grasses. You could run Earthquake as there are a lot of poisons out. And because I just built it, I'm going to go with a Mantine. I got a good one, as I caught a decent one out in the wild, as it is very prominent out in the wild right now. So I think I said it before, but if not, it is another Pokemon that is out in the wild right now. And it is very decent pick. It's very bulky, so I suggest getting out there. Try to grab a good IV one if you can. Now, probably Unovan Stunfisk does core break this core, but as we can see, we've got A for coverage, A for bulk so far, so we're doing pretty good. The safety and consistency. We'll see what other Pokemon we can come up with. So this is just a meta scorecard of the matches that you win and lose, so you kind of want to see that X and O. It just means they're covering each other. And as I suspected, the Stunfisk does core break this, so as you can see here, that is a threat to us. But they are soft losses, so we can deal with Stunfisk if we have another Pokemon in the back that can take care of the rest of it. Again, double X we beat. That's a good thing. This XO pattern, again, the mirrors could go either way. Lickitung might be another core breaker, Lantern, but we will have to see. So scrolling down here to our threats. So we got Stunfisk, Lantern, Lickitung, Ferrothorn, Galarian Linoone. You're not going to see too much of, I don't think, or Bisharps or Herdiers. So these are our top meta threats right here. Try Mandibuzz. So think kind of like running like an ABB team. So we got Snarl, Dark Pulse, Aerial Ace. I don't want to have Shadow Ball on there. Remember that Mandibuzz does run Shadow Ball. But against other dark types and normal types, it's not a preferred move set. So it's weird the coverage goes down, but the bulk and safety go up. Is A or B is all right with consistency. So again, probably Lantern, but we can deal with that on the lead and the Unovan Stunfisk. And as per usual, we are checking out how the team operates in the Open Great League. Our first lead into Annihilate, not the greatest, so we will be safe swapping into the Mandibuzz. Now, Mandibuzz will be taking neutral from these counters and super effective from the ice punches, but we can respond with super effective air aces of our own. Plus, we get stab on it. Annihilate does not want to see an aerial ace, so they are staying in. I will opt to no-shield this next Ice Punch, but they go close combat, and it does a massive amount of neutral damage to the Mandibuzz, as we see a Skarmory come in. So it's good that we're seeing these matches here, as they are kind of Jungle Cup related. We are able to get to that next Dark Pulse and fire off a second to get that chip damage to Skarmory as we go down. Getting Skarmory into the yellow, but the Skarmory comes out with a bunch of energy, but it's not going to matter as we wall all of it with Steelix. Skarmory will full send the Brave Bird, trying to get as much damage as they can despite it being resisted as they're going down. We don't even have to throw here. Skarmory going to be throwing one more move before going down, but we will come out with almost 2 Psychic Fangs. Have to see what's coming in next, and it is a Mudboy. So again, these are kind of Jungle Cup related teams that it is not out yet. But we get that Psychic Fangs off, lowering the defense, coming in with the Mantine to wall it. And we know that since they have close combat, this is a winning match for Annihilate. Annihilate has to save the shield, doing a massive amount of damage with that super effective aerial ace. This is just going to probably be an Ice Punch as they're running close combat, but they're running double nukes. But it's not going to matter as the Mud Bombs and the Scalds are resisted up against the Mantine here. We can let this first one go through, and it will be the Scald. They get the attack drop, so we have to build up as much energy here and just double shield the Mantine because this is just looking like a good game. Ice Beam getting the first shield, but we've still got 2 shields even if it's a Mud Bomb, so this next Ice Beam coming through is not getting stabbed. Will it KO the Whiscash? Not quite, so we do have to shield, but we catch for a flex on the Steelix. Mud Bomb does not KO, so they... oh my goodness, get Psychic Fang debuff, so we might not even have to shield anything here. Whiscash lets it go through, and we get a Dragon Tail through, but unfortunately they have a Mud Bomb here, so we do have to shield. But it's still looking like a good game, getting that wing attack through as they get another move off. So Whiscash, very spammy, but not able to hold up against the Mantine, so this team looking strong. So the next team that I wanted to build involved Clodsire here because we can deal with the Skarmory and the Steelix with Clodsire, and we resist counter users on the lead. We're just kind of weak to Ice and some of the other Mudboys as well, and Unovan Stunfisk. So let's take a look at Clodsire here. Key wins, we do win against Charjabug, Lantern, Mantine, despite them being bulky water types. Again, counter users, flyers, but we do lose to all the ice, grass, other mud boys. Skarmory might be a close one. Pelipper is very spammy with that weather ball. And it says Steelix here is a loss, but we can deal with that in the 2s, possibly. So let's take a look at Clodsire in the Jungle Cup. Scrolling down here, we've got an average battle rating of 490 with 14 wins, 17 losses. That's to be number 4, that's kind of 4-5, it's really weird, and we have 1 draw. So checking our best to worst here, what we do beat, we go the Charjabug, all the electrics, all the other poisons, Toxapex, Toxicroak, Dragalge, things weak to ground like the electrics, Lantern, Mantine. We've got Stone Edge 4, but we don't want to see that Ice Beam. Talonflame we beat, the Stone Edge doing double super effective, Vigoroth resisting those counters and that Rock Slide. Altaria, the Charmers, Umbreon we can beat, which is very bulky. Again, some of the dragons, other steel types like Ferrothorn, Dragonite, the Clodsire, the Mirror Match, could go either way. Just have to watch out for the Psychic Fangs from the Steelix. Stunfisk, as predicted. Mandibuzz kind of bulky, might be able to outpace us to, some multiple Dark Pulses. Greninja, Abomasnow we don't want to see at all. So scrolling back up here, going worst to best, what do we lose against? So a lot of the Mudboys, right? And Gliscor. So that Stone Edge will be doing neutral because of Gliscor's part ground. We will get Earthquaked and die. So, other weak to Abomasnow, some of the other Mud Boys, Venusaur, Trevenant, Lickitung. So what I'm seeing here, water and grass and flyers. And so down to the Clodsire matchup here. So yeah, so what I'm thinking for this next team is to add Abomasnow. So we're going to go over here to the team builder. We are going to put Clodsire in the lead. Now, sometimes I know some people that have Clodsire on the lead just as kind of a shield. Again, have to change that Jungle Cup again. Default to the Great League. So coming down here, Jungle Cup. We still want Earthquake, but we want Stone Edge. Yeah, so Clodsire kind of like a first shield. You just kind of let it go down, and depending on what your back line is, let the other Pokemon in the back take care of what your weakness is. But we're going to try Abomasnow, and we've got Icy Wind. So now we've got debuffing moves on Abomasnow, so this is going to be pretty interesting here. Rate this team to see what we've got so far. And we do see that this team is doing good already. We just, obviously, because we have 2 Pokemon, the coverage is low. But for bulk and safety, we're doing pretty good. Abomasnow's not the tankiest, but it does cover it pretty well. So it looks like Steelix, yeah, can beat. I wouldn't, that small X is like a soft loss. Same thing with this Stunfisk here. That's like a soft loss. We just don't want to see 2 big X's in a row. Again, we get Stone Edge. We've got soft loss there. We just don't want to see 2 big X's, but we're looking like we're covering everything pretty well so far. So our top meta threats are going to be the Skarmory, Abomasnow, Pelipper, Munchlax, and again, Pokemon down here like Rufflet, Swalot, like nobody's going to be using these ones, right? So what we really have to worry about is Skarmory. So Skarmory most likely than not going to be using its newly buffed move of Steel Wing, and we've got Abomasnow, Pelipper, another water type. So I think what I'm thinking is Mantine. So Mantine, another very bulky water pick that could cover those weaknesses pretty well. Again, weak to Ufisk on the lead a little bit, but we're ABA weak to that. And again, depending on the move set. So we do have coverage. We've got great coverage. We've got great bulk. Great consistency. And we want to see that A for consistency. The safety, I'm okay with that rating there. So we've got an A, B, A. Scrolling down to our top meta threats here. Again, yeah, the Skarmory. So we're going to isolate those down here. Skarmory and Munchlax. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of Munchlaxes here. We're ABA weak to ABA good, against Lickitung. ABA weak to Abomasnow. Again, we want to see that XO. We don't want to see 3 O's like we do up here, but we can deal with Skarmory with the Stone Edge. The Abomasnow we don't want to see. We can't align that, but we can either have Mantine or Clodsire to deal with that. So Skarmory being the only Pokemon threatening to this team. So we're going to try out team number 2 in the Open Great League again. We've got Clodsire into the Lantern, so this match could go either way as we resist the Sparks, but the Surfs hurt, and I forgot to change Sludge Bomb to Stone Edge, but we're going with Sludge Bomb anyways. Earthquake coming through, going to be getting the shield from the Lantern as it is super effective. So the first Surf is going to hurt, but we can let it go through because Clodsire is pretty bulky. So Surf doing a solid amount of damage. The Surf one might not KO, so I'm going to bait here. Do we resist the Sparks? Do we survive the Surf? Yes, we do. So we're able to get the Sludge Bomb here and hopefully getting a shield, which we do from the Lantern. Are we able to get to the next Earthquake, or will they catch? We will have to show this next one up because I do want to get this off. We wall this with Abomasnow, but they swap in, and we're able to save a bunch of energy and a shield for the Abomasnow. So because we take super effective from the Aerial Ace here, which they do have, we will be able to get to this next Icy Wind. We're not going to be able to farm down, so we just want to get this Gligar out of here. We absolutely wall it. The Lantern, so we have to see what they have in the back. So Gligar will be banned, but similarly, there will be a Wigglytuff around, so we're able to get to this Icy Wind off and get the debuff. We are running the Shadow version as well, so that it does a massive amount of damage. Shields down, but we have a Sludge Bomb stored on the Quaggy and a full health Mantine. So we're going to come in with the Mantine here just in case the Lantern has a move. But Wigglytuff will be able to throw a move here. Probably going to be the Icy Wind debuffing us. Have to watch for the swap, and we catch it. Throwing the Earthquake at the Lantern, getting rid of it from this health range, and the Wigglytuff surrenders. So this team looking pretty good as well. Hopping back over to Pvpoke, the next team we are going to build, which is a pretty solid team in the past. We are going to go Mudboy Double Steel. So I think that is a pretty safe bet. We're going to take Quagsire's Shadow here. I just have a Whiscash. I don't actually have a Quagsire built, but we will be showing that in a little bit. So Quagsire down here, we beat Talonflame, Charjabug. On the Steels, Lantern we win, which is a good one, and the counters is like Vigoroth and Toxicroak. We just lose to Guzzlord, Altaria, Skarmory, Mantine, and Whiscash, which that match could go either way if we do spam out the Aqua Tails, throwing good timing. But Scald could get the debuff on Quagsire here, so you could run either Whiscash or Quagsire for this one. Or Swampert, if you do so, please. Let's take a look at Quagsire versus the entire Jungle Cup here. Did it actually do Jungle Cup this time? No, back to Great League. So even clicking that, oh, do I even have the option here? I don't. What is going on here? Rankings for Jungle Cup. And then, I'm not going crazy, right? Like this happened last time. And I know that I kept having to change the... Oh my goodness, again. Yeah, happening again. Anyways, we've got Jungle Cup up here on the right, so it doesn't much matter. Scrolling down here, we have an average battle rating of 537. This is for the Quagsire. So, worst to best here. Of course, we lose to all the grasses. Ferrothorn, Venusaur, the Flyers, Lickitung, Guzzlord, Altaria, the Dragons. Altaria, unless we land a Stone Edge, but the Dragon Breath damage does add up after a while. Skarmory does take neutral because of that Steel attack, because of the Steel typing. But on the other side, we are Water and resist the Steel Wings. They just have better charge moves than we do. Hard losing against the grasses. But the Toxicroak match, 496, could go either way. Mirror could go either way. And Vigoroth could go either way. Scrolling back up here, the best to worst. We do beat Clodsire, again, which is pretty bulky. And we beat Abomasnow, apparently, if we have Stone Edge. Oh, this is best to worst. This is best to worst. We beat Abomasnow. Okay, so Quagsire, that's news to me. Quagsire superior over Whiscash, beating Abomasnow, the grass type. So as a tried and true tested core back in the day, the Swampert Skarmory core, we are going to try Quagsire Double Steel. It's going Crunch Psychic Fangs this time, which is good. Dash good, yeah. Right team. And we see we have a rating of BABB, so still decent at the consistency and the coverage. The bulk is adequate, A for adequate. The coverage below adequate, but just below adequate. Scrolling down to the meta scorecard here, we see that our top sets are Swampert, Whiscash, and scrolling down to the meta scorecard here, we see our top bets are Swampert, Whiscash, Greninja, Lopunny, which no one's going to be using. So again, taking a look at how this team operates, I've put options up here so you could go Mudboy, Steelix, then Skarmory, or your choice of Flyer. We can say Spicy Pyroar, and we're already core breaking this next team as a Lantern comes in. There won't be any Pyroars, but it is normal type, so it could. So we get that super effective Mud Bomb off and swap into Steelix. Now this is a losing match because of the Surfs, but we are come in at a health disadvantage for the Lantern and going for that Psychic Fangs, lowering the Lantern's defense, letting it go, and we're able to, farm down here after this next surf comes through. These sparks are resisted, so Lantern's not going to make another move. And we've got a Psychic Fangs debuff for whatever comes in. So probably going to be that Pyro to farm down, and it does have Incinerate, so that might take us out, but we're able to get the Fangs off and lower that defense. We can come in with Whiscash, we completely wall this, we just have to see what they have in the back. If it's water, it might be really tough. But Pyro does have access to Solar Beam too, so I want to throw this Mud Bomb either for a shield or to take him out. So we do get a shield, and they throw, so I respecting the potential Solar Beam, but it's just going to be the Overheat, and they come in with Tangrowth, so this is looking pretty good for Skarmory, although we do get hit by neutral from the rock sides. They are non-stab though, so move coming through. It is going to be the Ancient Power, actually. Tangrowth going for the boost, so I don't think this is going to do it because this next Ancient Power will not be threatening. They didn't get the boost. Does chunk away at the Skarmory though, but we've got back-to-back Sky attacks here, and I am running Flash Cannon again, probably at a time where I ran straight out of TMs, but the Tangrowth lets it go through because they need to keep the shield for the Pyroar. This next Incinerate might be coming close to KO, and the Sky attack doesn't get the next shield because the opponent sees the writing on the wall, as Homesize Henry would say. So this team also looking pretty good. Again, like I said, I put the options of what Mudboys you could run with the water. With the Mudboy Steel Core, we are running, and your choice of Flyer. So to recap, here are 3 of the top performing teams that you can use in the Jungle Cup starting today at 4. I hope I gave you guys some good suggestions or some ideas on teams that you could build on your own. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Any suggestions or questions you have about the teams, I always answer in the comments. So good luck in everyone's ELO grind. We've got more teams coming your way, including a perfect rated team in Pvpoke created by a fellow community member. So stay tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss it. If you're enjoying the content, leave a comment and tell me what you think. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. It really helps me out, keeps me in the algorithm, and lets you know when I post, because there will be much more Pokemon Go content to come. But that's all I've got for today, guys. Thank you again, everyone, so much for watching. I've been ArborAndy. Keep your sticks on the ice, and I'll see you buds in the next one.